Audi is making a real push at the moment with SUVs. There's the Q7, Q5, Q3, and now this, the Q2. It's the smallest SUV to wear the Audi badge. Its underpinnings are shared with the Audi A3 and Volkswagen Golf, as well as new SUVs, the Seat Ateca and Skoda Kodiaq. Like most cars of its type, it's geared towards city driving, where its high seating position and small dimensions make it a breeze to manoeuvre through city streets. So is the Q2 just a Golf in rugged clothing, or is it a real contender in this crowded market? Keep watching to find out if there's more to Audi's smallest SUV than just its looks. The 1.4 petrol engine we've got fitted to this car is more flexible than the entry-level 1 litre petrol, because you don't have to change gear so often to make swift progress around town. And with what Audi calls cylinder-on-demand technology, it's almost as frugal as the smaller engine too. It switches off 2 of the 4 cylinders when the engine is at low revs. The Q2 takes corners with agility. It has a touch more body lean than its hatchback sibling, but it corners flatter than many rivals, including the Mercedes GLA. The only area where the Q2 isn't always up to the standard of the A3 or Golf is ride. The standard dynamic suspension is fairly firm and crashes over potholes, and the stiffer sport setup is harder still. One way to fix this is to spec the adaptive suspension, which allows you to choose between softer and firmer settings. However, these small niggles don't stop the Q2 from being a relaxing long-distance cruiser. There's plenty of adjustment in the seat and steering wheel. And it's also very supportive, lines up well with the pedals, but lumbar support is not standard. You have to spec that as an extra. The Q2's lofty driving position makes forward visibility excellent. The rear is slightly hampered by the thick pillars. However, you can get parking sensors or spec a reversing camera, which does make parking a little easier. The dash is borrowed from the A3, which is a good thing because the layout works well, and these buttons operate with a precise click. Audi's MMI infotainment system is one of the best on offer. It lets you control the radio, sat-nav and other functions using this rotary dial and some shortcut buttons placed on the centre console. You get a 7-inch touchscreen as standard, and if you pay a little bit extra, you can upgrade to Audi's virtual cockpit, which puts items such as the sat-nav directions right in front of your eyes. In terms of connecting your mobile phone, there's Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but what I'm going to do now is pair my mobile phone via Bluetooth and set a destination in the sat-nav. So if I click on menu and telephone would be a good start. Connect mobile phone, go to the Bluetooth on my phone and make sure it's on, which it is. Audi MMI 2345, Rebecca's iPhone. Yes, pair, establishing connection, please wait. Now we will go to sat-nav. Where would you like to go? I think I'll go to where Audi suggested actually, London Trafalgar Square. I feel like being a tourist for the day. So, London... Trafalgar... Yeah, Trafalgar Gardens. No, I wanted to go to Trafalgar Square actually. Oh, there we are. Trafalgar Square, start route guidance. Well, that was pretty simple.
The routes are being calculated.
Although there's a decent amount of head and leg room in the front of the Q2, there's not an abundance of storage spaces. Admittedly, the door bins are not a bad size, but the cup holders are rather skinny, and this is also quite shallow. Rear seat space isn't as good as you'll find in a Seat Ateca or BMW X1. The rear bench is not wide enough to sit 3 side by side comfortably, And taller passengers will find their heads are brushing the roof lining and their knees are brushing the seats in front. Not me though, at 5'4½". At least the boot is bigger than an Audi A3 Sportback, and having no load lip here means it's easier to put heavier items in. On paper, the Q2 is more expensive to buy than key rivals the Seat Ateca and Nissan Qashqai. However, because there are people queuing up to buy one, residual values should be very strong, and if you buy it on PCP, which most people will, it becomes very competitive. While the 1.6 diesel is the most frugal, the 1.4 petrol is not far behind when it comes to MPGs and emissions, and will suit most people better, so that's the one we'd go for. Sport is our favourite trim because it gives you sat-nav, automatic lights and wipers and cruise control. Plus it lets you customise your Q2 with a contrasting paint colour on its rear pillars. All Q2s come with the latest safety technology, including automatic emergency braking, which stops you from inadvertently crashing into the car in front. Overall, the Q2 is an appealing all-rounder. It's a good-looking car with tidy handling and a classy interior. It may not be the last word in practicality or interior space, but if you're after a compact SUV, it should definitely be on your shortlist. For plenty more on the Audi Q2, including our full online review, head to whatcar.com and never miss another video, hit subscribe. And if you're thinking of buying a Q2, we can help you save money on your new car. Head to whatcar.com and go to new car deals section.